and we're going to be making a simply delectable dinner for the whole family to enjoy. Now, we're celebrating this past week a series that I'm calling the COVID-19 pounds. And what we're trying to do is battle the 19 pounds that we've been gaining since the quarantine started. Yes, because you know what happens when we're stuck inside our houses. We eat, and sometimes not always the best things. Hello, Jennifer! Welcome to Cooking Live with Erinetta Child. Now, tonight we're going to be making a tasty meal. We're using all tastefully simple products. We're going to be cooking from the Cutting Carbs recipe booklet from Tastefully Simple. Now, the ingredients that we're going to be using that are Tastefully Simple ingredients are the spinach and herb seasoning, the garlic by Tastefully Simple, as well as the ultimate steak seasoning and the avocado oil. Now, these are wonderful products. They're clean label, which means that there's no artificial anythings that go inside them, and we don't have to worry about them coming back to bite us in the end. No, these are good foods. Simply good, tastefully foods. That's right. Okay, so let us start now, shan't we? Okay, I have a nice kitchen hammer. I don't know if you have one of these or not. If you don't, you can always use a rolling pin or a hefty beer bottle or something like that. Just make sure you're not slapping things down too hard because you don't want any glass breaking in your kitchen. Okay, now I had 3 pieces of chicken, which I've divided in half. That makes 6. Simple math, And I'm going to take my kitchen hammer here, and I'm going to give it a slight beating. Okay, here we go. I'm going to space these out. Now the reason, there we go. The reason that I give the chicken a little beating is because it makes it more tender and more easy to chew. It makes it, you can cut it with your fork. It's absolutely beautiful. There we are. That last one was a little bit tough. So as you can see, that will make it a lot nicer for us later on. Hello, Kim Day. Nice to see you. So good to see you. Okay, so those 3 pieces are done. We're just going to pile them up like so. And we'll take the other 3 chicken pieces. We'll throw them down here and give them a nice beating. Oh! I had some chicken hit me in the face just now. And that's the danger of cooking. Not too shabby. Here we go. If all I have to worry about is a little piece of chicken slapping me in the face, then I think I'm doing pretty good. There we are. I'm going to put that in the sink because we do not want any raw chicken hanging around. I'm going to wash my hands because, as you know, I always say safety first, which is why I wear my shower cap. Here we go. So now we're going to take some of this avocado oil, which I have in my handy dandy container here. It's a nice light oil by Tastefully Simple, and we're going to add it to the frying pan. Now, if you wanted to measure it out, we'd be doing about a tablespoon of oil in our pan. However, I am pretty good at doing this by now. Hello, Bruce! So good to see you. I am making a beautiful artichoke and chicken. My goodness, my camera just fell right down. There we are. It's going to be absolutely delectable. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just spreading that oil down onto the pan so that we don't have anything sticking. Hello, Carly. So good to see you. And what are you having for dinner tonight? Everybody tell me. Let's have a little powwow and see what everybody's having. I do love to know. Okay, we're going to throw our chicken pieces in there. I don't believe it's too hot yet. I have the burner on the 3rd setting, which means big, the big size. I'm going to throw those chickens right in there, and that's okay. It's not totally heated up yet, but that's just fine for what we're doing now because it's actually going to get a double cooking. And you'll see what I mean in just a moment. Okay, so here we are. The chicken, oh my goodness, I'm on the wrong page here. Let me show you what this is going to look like. Chicken and artichoke skillet is what it's called. Absolutely delectable. I cannot wait to try this. Oh, Carly, there's no shame in leftovers. Leftovers are sometimes some of the best foods that you can have, and chili to boot. There we are. Okay, so we're going to be using the ultimate steak seasoning on this chicken. And you're going to use about a tablespoon. However, I'm just going to shake mine on because I know how much I like to add onto my pieces of meat. Jennifer, so good to see you. Welcome to Cooking Live with Aranetta Child. Oh, and we're having a delectable dinner tonight of chicken and artichoke skillet from the Cutting Carbs book by Tastefully Simple. Very good. Oh, and I can hear it starting to sizzle a bit. Okay, we're going to move those leftover pieces, which will go for round 2 in our pan, just over there. We're going to get rid of this chickeny, disgusting cutting board. We don't want to mix the meat cutting board with the vegetable cutting board. Here we are. And I've already cut up some. We're going to cube zucchinis. This is 2 zucchinis now. And this calls for 3 medium-sized zucchinis, which are very good. I love zucchini. So what we're going to do, and this is how I usually cut all of my vegetables. I like to make nice long cuts because I don't like anything to take a lot of time. Long cuts down the center. I flip the entire vegetable over, and then I make one more long cut. So now it's in lots of different pieces, as you can see. Let me show you because this is kind of fun. See that there? Okay, and then from there, I just take it, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, and voila, it is complete. And look how fast that was. Beautiful. I'm going to throw these right here into my pan. Very nice. If anybody wants to cook Tastefully Simple recipes, it's online at www.tastefullysimple.com, and you must search for Erin Wallace as your consultant. She would be oh so happy to have your business. Now again, I'm cooking from the Cutting Carbs cookbook right here from Tastefully Simple. They have a whole variety of different food kits that you can order online, and this one is beautiful. It makes absolutely scrumptious dinners for the whole family to enjoy. That's right. And so the zucchini, this is what we're going to be doing with the zucchini. In the end, it will look like that, an ultimate sautéed zucchini. And the reason why it's called ultimate is because we're going to be putting some of that ultimate steak seasoning on it. Because the steak seasoning is not just for beef, folks. It's for whatever you like to put on. Okay, so now we have some artichokes here, which I got out of a jar. I have a nice jar of marinated artichokes that I use. But you can use just the simple artichokes that you get from a can as well. Those work just as good. So now I'm going to heat up my second frying pan here. Is the zucchini frying pan. We'll get that going, get that heating up. There we are. Actually, I'm going to turn that down because, oh, here we go. This is what I wanted to show you. I get these large jars from Costco. They come 2 in a package, and they're absolutely, you can eat them plain, but cooked in a skillet like this, they're very, very good. I highly recommend them. Very good. Hello, Cassie. Hello, Jen Wald. So good to see you. Welcome to Aranetta Child's Kitchen. I'm so happy to be here with you tonight. Now we're just cooking the chicken. We're having a chicken and artichoke skillet from the Cutting Carbs cookbook. Now this day marks the 6th day and the 6th recipe in the Cutting Carbs cookbook that we've cooked so far. There's only 4 left for us to experiment with. However, there are a multitude of other recipes on the Tastefully Simple website that you can go and download that are Cutting Carbs recipes. So once you finish with these, you can always expand your horizons, endless possibilities. So much fun. Okay, I'm going to just check this chicken very quickly on the bottom here. Make sure we're not burning it. Nope, looks just fine. And we're going to move on to the tomato here. Okay, so we're going to cut the tomato in half, and then I like to make nice little wedges with it. And I like to do the multiple cuts. There we go. And then I turn them all, and I cut them all at once because I don't like to waste my time. There we are, beautiful. That took no time at all. And with this recipe, I'm leaving the tomato guts in. Usually I take the guts out, but today I'm going to leave the guts in because it is a bit of a sloppy meal with a briny, not a brine, but more of a cream sauce on it. And I think that the little seeds would add to that. That's my own personal preference. You can do whatever you choose, whatever you like. That's right. So we're going to leave this right here. And let's see, this should be heated up by now. Yes, we do have a nice heat going on in this frying pan. I'm going to take a little more of this avocado oil, which is a nice light oil for your frying pan. Oh, you know, Carly, this is a very quick meal to prepare. There's not that much to it. Once the chicken is cooked up, which this chicken is already ready to be flipped over, I'd say about a half hour is how long, because there wasn't very much prep with it either. It was just bing, bang, boom, so quick. Thank you for asking, though. That's a good question. Now, one of the things that I really love about Tastefully Simple is the recipes don't take a long time. Who's got time for cooking, for God's sakes? The recipes do not take a long time to prepare and to cook. I don't think I've ever spent longer than 45 minutes, or maybe I have with you just because I'm a chatterbox, but I don't think I've spent longer than that actually preparing the meal. There we are. I'm going to put that other piece of chicken because those have shrunk a little bit up. There we are. And then I'm going to take the ultimate steak seasoning and I'm going to season the other side of the chicken. Let's give you a little show here. I don't think you can see what I'm doing. Yes, because our camera fell down last time. Here we go. And as you can see, I have a touch of ambidextrousness because I'm holding the camera as well as shaking the steak seasoning on. So isn't that nice for me? There we go. Woo. Let's fix this up. There we are. Can you see everything nicely? Okay. There we are. Okay, so we have the chicken sizzling nicely in our pan. Our zucchini pan is getting warmer. And we're going to take that zucchini and we're going to throw the whole load right in, I think, unless it won't fit. We'll give it a try first. And then on top of that, we're going to add the seasonings. So we're going to need, for this large skillet, we're going to mix together the coconut milk and a little bit of lemon juice right here. We have, let's see, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice I'm going to put right here. My goodness, I am running out of counter space. Got to get these things in the pan already. There we are. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Now, if you were using a whole lemon, you would use the whole thing, okay? So I'm using 1 tablespoon of lemon juice here, though. And then we're going to use the spinach and herb seasoning and the garlic, which are beautiful seasonings by Tastefully Simple. Hello, Brian Banning. I did want you to come swimming today with me. I was looking and looking. Megan, good to see you as well. So these are a couple of the seasonings that I've been working with all week long, and they do make an absolutely scrumptious meal. I'm going to take a tablespoon of each one. Now, 1 tablespoon of garlic seasoning is equivalent to a clove of garlic. There we go. It's very potent. There we go. I'm throwing that in the pan, in the bowl. And then the, wrong one, spinach and herb seasoning, which also makes a delightful dip. And if you're a garlic lover, you can make a nice garlic dip with the garlic as well. Spinach and herb seasoning, as you can see. Nothing fishy about these herbs, no. Tastefully Simple does a very good job at making a nice, clean product that we don't have to worry about mucking up our systems later. And then I'm going to take the coconut milk, and I'm going to pour the whole thing into this bowl, or maybe as much can fit. There we go. There we are. Gonna get my nice little fork, handy dandy, and give this a nice little whisk, just enough to make sure that all those seasonings are getting into the coconut milk and the lemon there, and that they are going to start their business of seasoning the sauce right up. There we go. Now the recipe calls for a bit of cornstarch or arrowroot. However, I'm going to forego both of those things. You would put them in the sauce to thicken it up. But we are not going to do that because I am dedicated to having 0 carbs unless they come from vegetables, because that's what I've been doing lately. Okay, so I need a little more steak seasoning on this bare chicken, that lonely chicken that started over there. Okay, and I'm going to get another plate here for the finished chickens. Here we go. We can also add now our zucchini to our second frying pan. Here it is. I don't think you can see it from over there, but I'm going to add it in there, and then I'll give you a little show. And you can hear it starting to sizzle up. This is my good side. There we go. And it fits about almost all of it, but there's a little bit left, so we'll add those in a little bit after they've started to sizzle down and lose some of their water out of them. They'll shrink up a little bit. There we go. Okay, now in that we're going to put, let's see. By the way, for you newcomers who just tuned in, we're making the chicken and artichoke skillet here, and we're also making a nice sauteed zucchini. There we are. So with our zucchini, oh, here we go. This is why I couldn't find it. We use the avocado oil. We're also using the steak seasoning. Here we are. Woo! I need to wipe off these containers. It's got a little bit of that avocado oil on the outside. Here we go. I'm going to use 1 tablespoon, which I'm going to sprinkle nicely over the top of that zucchini. Can you see it there? There we are. I'm going to put that steak seasoning right on the top there, coating it nicely. Now, that's going to get all over the new stuff when we put it in there as well. There we have it. Ooh, you're almost down at my feet. We have a wonky camera system today, don't we? Okay, we have that, and we're going to leave that. I'm going to get a lid for this for a moment so that it can do its business and start cooking. We're not going to leave the lid on for too long because zucchini cooks fairly quickly. There we are, and now this is done. I'm going to put this on the plates here, and you don't have to do what I'm going to do next with them, but I like to, just because it's easier to eat, and you don't have to cut things up as much. Okay, we'll get rid of that pan. We need the ultimate steak seasoning again so that we can sprinkle our new pieces of meat with it. There we go. And there we go. Very nice. Okay, so now we have all the makings here. Everything is in its process. We're going to get rid of these for a moment. And we're going to take our nice chicken. And we're going to take the chicken and we're going to slice it up even further than what we did before. And what are you having for dinner? I'm so wondering. I always ask. I love to hear what you're having for dinner. All of these seasonings are your Tastefully Simple, which is a beautiful company that makes absolutely delectable products. Tastefully Simple. They have seasonings, they have herbs and spices, they have sauces, they have a beautiful grilling selection right now. A pomegranate chipotle, and they also have an orange chili, as well as Bayou bourbon sauce and a Merlot sauce. There's so many flavors that you can be experimenting with enjoying this nice grilling season that we have. Sounds so beautiful. I am going to be using the bourbon sauce this coming up week for a grill with the family. Very exciting. Okay, so the chicken is done, but it is just done. So when I throw it into the skillet for the last time, it will cook up the rest of the way, and that way we're not overcooking it. There's nothing worse than having a nice cream sauce skillet and a very dry piece of meat inside. There we are. Put a little more of this steak seasoning on top, and this second guy here is almost done. There we are. Let's take a look at the zucchini and see how it's doing. Hello, Kathleen Delaney. I could learn a thing from you, I'm sure. But welcome to my kitchen today. So good to see you. This is Artichoke cooking live and having some fun, cooking meals that the whole family can enjoy with products by Tastefully Simple, which you can get online at tastefullysimple.com, and simply search for your consultant, Erin Wallace, and she'd be happy to help you out with whatever you need for your herbs and spices and grilling needs. So let's take a look at the zucchini. Here we are. Hello, Nicole. Goodness. I'm seeing all of these old faces again. Well, not really your face, just your name. Here we are. Whoop. My goodness. Here we go. My camera doesn't want me to show you, but I'm going to sneak it anyway. So we can see the zucchini right there with the lid still on. I'm going to take it, I'm going to flip everything over, try to distribute that steak seasoning a little bit better there. Very nice. And that's getting a little bit, it's getting a little bit hot in here over the stove. Things are heating up. There we are. We're going to put that back on. And in a couple minutes, we'll put the rest of that zucchini right in there. I'm going to take these chickens, and I think I'm going to cut them just a little bit smaller, maybe in half. There. Ooh, it's hot. It's a good thing I have thick skin. Not going to burn me. No, indeed. There we are. Okay, and this chicken is just about done. Yes. Gonna give it another flipsy onto this side because although brown, it's a little bit of a thicker piece. Oh, Kathleen, thank you so much. You know, this is because I'm very concerned with safety first. And as I always say, if a hair falls out and sneaks out from underneath my shower cap and gets into my children's food, then they can just consider that a little piece of me is now inside of them, and that makes it feel so much friendlier, as I always say. So there we have it, and that's thus the shower cap. Stephanie, good to see you as well. Welcome to Cooking Live with Artichoke, where we have so much fun every evening that we're cooking together. Very nice. Here's some of the products that we're using. A nice avocado oil by Tastefully Simple, as well as the spinach herb seasoning and the garlic. I had a request recently to put the seasonings and the products by Tastefully Simple that I use into our descriptions for the videos. So I will be doing that, however, not right this instant. There we are. That's the ultimate steak seasoning, which makes the best hamburgers. Absolutely delectable. Here we are. So we're going to make a little bit of space here on this plate because, as I said before, I'm running out of room here. I used my raw chicken space. This one is done. Funny how that happens so quickly. And that other one's going to stay there for one moment. Oh, no, we're going to throw that back in. Almost done. Even the best of us have to go in for a bit longer. There we are. Let's try this little guy out and see how it's going. Very nice. Oh, and it smells so good. And you know what? Maybe I'm getting so hot because I need to turn on my fan here. There we go. Okay, that's much better. Let's medium high. It's getting a little steamy. Here we go. Anybody who cooks knows that it does get hot in the kitchen. You just do your best to pull your temperature on down and know that it's for a good cause, of course. Your family grows and gets strong because you are cooking good food for them. That's right. Very nice. Okay. And so we're going to take our pieces of chicken. Very good. Oh, this is going to be excellent. I'm going to cut this one right here in the pan because we don't need to take it out if it's doing so well on its own. There we go. And my goodness, you can't even see what I'm doing here. There we are. Tastefully Simple has been such a fun bunch of products to use. I've absolutely loved this whole process. So easy. There we go. Now we're going to throw the whole shebang right back in. Isn't that nice? There we are. Now that everything's made smaller, we're going to throw our artichokes right in there with it. There we go. And we're going to save the tomato for last. Here comes the coconut. Oh, and look at all that garlic coming out. I can't wait to sink my teeth into that. In fact, I'm going to make sure that we get it all in the pan by using my little squeegee. Which I thought I had lost it the other day, but I found it after all. Here we are. Very nice. It's going to take a bit longer. I'm going to give the zucchini another little flipsy. And I think it's time to throw the rest in. Now it's really shrunk up. Not too terribly, but perfectly for what we have in the bowl here and what we need to get done tonight. There we go. So now at the bottom of my pan, the zucchini pan, there's a lot of water that's cooked right out of the zucchini, which we expected. But we're going to leave the lid off now so that that water can cook right on off and we don't have to have a watery zucchini mess. We want it to be a little bit crispy on the edges and not mushy. There we go. So that's going to help take care of that mush. Move. There we go. I threw it right there on the table. Let me show you what it's looking like now. There it is, a nice full pan of zucchini. Isn't that lovely? Whoop. There we are. And let's see if we can get this arranged so it's not going to fall down again. There we are. Excellent. So we have our chicken delights here right in the pan, as well as the artichoke. Oh, it's very nice. I'm going to flip that together, mix it up a bit more. Now, you can put some capers in here if you'd like. That would be very tasty in this kind of meal. There we are. Very nice. Oh, this smells. Ooh, this is going to be very good. I love this. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this dish now. And we have just a teensy bit left of the coconut milk, which I'm going to disperse on the top. Let that get in there. And I think the only thing that we have left is the tomato, which we're going to hold off on for one moment. We'll let this heat up a bit more. It's already starting to boil a little bit. There we are. Okay, and now let me show you what this is going to be like. This is going to be absolutely delectable here. I have the nice bowl here. Now remember, if you were going to put... Hello, Joyce! So good to see you! Welcome to Cooking Live with Aranetta Child. And you are here live in my kitchen as I'm preparing my family a nice dinner. Very nice. Okay, so we are making a chicken and artichoke skillet from the Cutting Carbs cookbook from Tastefully Simple. And we're right in the very tail end right now. Now, as you remember from the beginning, this would typically be a lot more thicker of a sauce than what I've made it because I'm choosing to not put any cornstarch or arrowroot into my mixture. Otherwise, that would thicken it right up and you'd have a nice thick sauce on it. But we're going to do it like this. Very nice. Woo! And now we're gonna take some of that zucchini. It's al dente. We don't want it to be all mushed out. No. And we're gonna take that and we're gonna put a little bit of that on the side. There we are. And what I do for my children is I take some shredded cheese and I throw it on top of the zucchini, and that makes them very happy. And then you have a beautiful carb-free meal that was prepared in, let's see how much time, a half hour. Now you can't beat that. 1/2 hour, very simple, very tasty. We used the avocado oil by Tastefully Simple. We used the ultimate steak seasoning, as well as the garlic, and woo! I almost dropped that right into the sauce. Imagine that. Would have been something of a cleanup. The garlic, and the spinach herb. Very good seasonings, and all of which go to help season perfectly the recipes that come in the Cutting Carbs cookbook. Now, as you remember from the beginning, we've done 6 recipes now from the Cutting Carbs cookbook. There's 4 left. So after that, you can delve into the other recipes that are listed on tastefullysimple.com. And remember, if you'd like to purchase any of the ingredients for these wonderful recipes, you can, of course, go on the website and search for your consultant, Erin Wallace. She would be so happy. Hello, Elizabeth! So good to see you tonight. Whew! And it is getting absolutely steamy inside my kitchen with all of this steam going on. Let me show you what's happening here. We have a nice zucchini sauteed, and we also have the beautiful chicken and artichoke skillet. Oh, so now I would love to have you, my goodness, to have you over for dinner sometime. Matt! Oh my goodness, I just want to stay on forever now. Emma! Everyone is coming on all of a sudden. Okay, so let me just show you, since you're all here, I would love to show you. We're cooking from the Cutting Carbs cookbook by Tastefully Simple. And any recipe or product or any of that can be purchased online at tastefullysimple.com and use Erin Wallace as your consultant. We just finished a delightful sauteed zucchini with the chicken and artichoke skillet, which, by the way, I changed a tiny bit because I wanted this to be a 0 carb dinner, and it called for a little bit of starch in there, and I didn't want to put that in. So that's why our sauce is a little more runny than what you would expect in a typical skillet, but that's okay because it still tastes so good. Now I'm ready to serve this meal right on up. How about you? Thank you so much for coming to my kitchen today, and please join me for another episode of Cooking Live with Erin and a Child for this series of battling the COVID-19 pounds, which we've been doing. Hello, Liz Tybersky. I was just about to sign off. So let me show you my finished product here, and I'd love to bid you farewell and bon appetit. Enjoy!